big step. All right, I do want to ask you guys about North Carolina really quick because we watched that game a little bit earlier. The Tar Heels coming off of getting embarrassed, I think is probably the best way to phrase it. At home by Duke the last time that Coach K was going to be in that building, and they came out and they gutted out a tough win on the road against what is probably going to end up being a quad one opponent. So Arch, I'll go to you first on this one. What does it say to you about North Carolina? Caleb Love didn't play his best, made the two biggest plays of the game down the stretch. What do you think of him?
Well, I tell you what, North Carolina got one of probably the best feeling wins that they've had all season. I mean, to come off the taste in your mouth after Saturday in the Dean Dome and to know you're going to play a good Clemson team on the road, and you haven't had success on the road in a while, maybe all season. They got down a little bit early, and then all of a sudden they found a way to grind that first half. And then it became that game on the road that the good team finds a way to make a couple plays and win, and they did it. And Caleb Love hurt North Carolina with his floor game, not scoring and all that, his floor game. You know, the turnovers at times really have hurt him. But I thought the last two possessions and a minute and a half to go in the game, he steps up and makes a huge three. And then he has the game-winning dish to Manick to win it. But North Carolina has to feel great about being able to get that win. Nothing harder to do than get up off the ground for the third or fourth time after an embarrassing loss, especially when they have a lot at stake. But Armando Bacot makes Carolina great. When he's doing what he's supposed to do, they're good. He had 24 and 10 tonight. They got a lot of contributions, but that was a big win for them as they keep moving forward, just because of the way their season has sort of unfolded. And they have to feel really good about their team finding a way to get that one, because that wasn't an easy game by any stretch for them.
And, you know, Rob, sort of to your point about UConn, and, you know, I was at Arizona when historically you've been in the promised land of Final Fours and you've won a national championship. It's kind of your mind frame of when you watch a team in powder blue that represents Carolina, that's what they're supposed to be. This year, North Carolina is supposed to be a tournament team. You know, they may make the tournament and advance. And guess what? For the team that they currently have, that may end up being where they're at. Now, where they go from there, that's a story for another day. But when you watch them play, they're not the Carolina team that's headed to New Orleans in the Final Four. They're a team that's fighting like crazy to make the tournament. And I think if you adjust your thinking, you learn to appreciate moments like tonight. Like that was a big, meaningful road win that could help them get in the tournament. They're fighting to make the tournament. And Brady,
they had to get this win. They don't have
no doubt about it. This was a make or break game for them tonight.
Yeah. And it's Brady Manick, right? Brady.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. Is he a younger, smaller, quicker Bill Walton? I mean, have you ever seen a player look more like Bill Walton than Brady Manick? I can't wait to get Bill Walton. I'm gonna find that picture. If you line them up and you show Bill Walton with the Portland Trail Blazers and you put Brady Manick next to him, you cannot tell me that they're not spitting images of each other.
Their games are a little bit different, but I will say this. So North Carolina 0-7 in quad one right now. Their best win is probably at Clemson. That is if Clemson can sneak into the top 75 in the net, they're 78th right now. They can sneak into the top 75. That will be North Carolina's only quad one win. They don't have a win against a top 50. Well, they do now because Virginia Tech is now 43rd in the net, but that's their best, their highest ranked win. They don't have a win over a top 40 team. So you guys look at all this NCAA draft or NCAA tournament, all this bubble stuff as much as anybody. What do you think they have to do to be able to get in? Do they have to beat Duke on that last day of the regular season at Duke?
It will help them. They don't have to just beat Duke. I will tell you that they have 4 home games remaining. They can't lose a home game down the stretch. That would get them to 13 conference wins. And then of their remaining road games, Virginia Tech, NC State, and Duke, they got to probably get at least one, but to feel good, 2. But down the stretch of their next 7, they have to get about 5 of them to go into the ACC tournament and be able to get in. They have to put people in the tournament. I think that's what a lot of people forget. And if North Carolina
It's called the
has-
field of 68 for a reason.
Yeah, I mean,
Arch.
if North Carolina has 14, 15 conference wins and they have 20 plus regular season wins, it'll be hard to keep them out of the tournament. But Carolina can't afford to go 500 in the next 6. They can't afford to go, alternate home and road games. They're going to have to go above the board in the next 7 and probably get 4. And that would be scary, but 5 out of the next 7 for those guys to be heading to the tournament feeling okay.